Let's see how the race goes. I mean, I reckon I'll gain a position off the start because the 911 is quite slow on the line. I mean, whenever I play Gran Turismo, I'm always pretty much a second off, like the best players. And I'm a second off of Titch, who's basically one of the best players. So it's not too bad. So there it is. Titch on pole. Every second, she did really well. Jake Concepts. He did a banger third. Alright, 40 laps, guys. Let's do it. Let's have a good one. Here it is. The best content creators of Gran Turismo in the world. Let's do it. They haven't qualified Lewis. What's going on there? What's going on there? Restart. What happened? I don't even know what happened. What did we get? Back out. Okay, that was weird. I don't know what happened there. Let's see. Red flag. Okay, that was the race. Good race, guys. Catch you next time. Yeah. Subscribe for more absolutely brilliant racing. Yeah, would it be good to have 1028 here? Good lads. What even happened? I don't even know what happened. That looked really bad. Yeah, that was about 40 metres. It's a close race. Race has been cancelled. Okay, well, great racing. Loved it. Thank you, Hoppers on Motorsport Vlogs. Thank you very much, mate. That was a phenomenal race. That was a close one. Can I send you a friend request? Yeah, I mean, this game does have a lot of problems with private lobbies, to be honest. People not being able to connect properly, and some people get stuck on the grid. There's so many things that they need to sort out.
What are you gonna do? Go to a movie? Hell no, you're gonna get a bottle of whiskey and drink it.
Ever wondered about search? Visit YouTube to learn more about how search works.
What?
Nothing stays the same forever, but seeing the changes that months, years, and even decades can have on everyday items in real time is completely mesmerizing. From the effects of playing way too much Minecraft to what a 50-year-old almost looks like of the power of time.
You didn't do me. Your heat works, Brianna.
How do you really tell how good your local bar is instead of looking at the slick fades and fresh trims and looking at the smells they put into the floor? This barber has clearly been working around an appliance for so many years that they've gradually
Taking Charlie.
their barber chair, and it's a problem endemic to many barbers. Whether they use laminate titanium, even sheeting,
Losing a
their
job is
technically and pacing sees most of them leave these little halos of wear and tear in their wake. Although barbers aren't the only
I didn't say nothing about
their
nothing else. What did I say
years
about
of use, as one grandma found out. When she moved to her home back in the 1960s, she laid down
Because you got an attitude.
bright red carpet in her bedroom. But when she moved
Okay,
to
then why
bed
you
for the
getting such
first
an attitude
time
then,
60
if that's the
years
case?
she was startled by
Because I want to take my car tomorrow.
They're taking.
the bed had faded to a pink
Maybe I don't want to drive your mom's car. You want you drive your mom's car then?
After all that time, years of walking around,
I want to be able to ride and listen to my music and shit too.
come around, and you can even see the tinges of red in unused corners where it retained some of its colors. Wow, this is the OC of wear and tear. That is, if OC stands
It's
for
not
original
inconvenient to
content.
you in any way.
However, it's not just this grandma who's been
Well, then quit bitching about
Just take
it.
a look at this image. This family was getting ready to move to a new house when they lifted up their rug. that
When you
had
start acting different, you always find an excuse to say someone acting different.
Well, the family has clearly given the hardwood.
How am I doing you?
run for
You're not
its
gonna
life.
be without
The
me,
sun
so how am
has
I doing
played
you,
a role in
Brianna?
fading these
How am I
floors
doing
in a
you?
process known
How am
as
I doing you?
photodegradation.
Okay, then.
Ultraviolet light from
You talk your
sources
shit,
like
then that's the
sunshine
thing you
has
live by.
breaks down the chemical
Because all I said is
bonds in the
I just
colors
I
of
can wake
objects,
up and try to
gradually
get it
fading
turned on. If not, you
unprotected
take my
surfaces
car.
like
What's
this.
the problem
It's
with
one of
that?
the reasons why
You just mad because you don't want to take your
usually
car.
covered in a reflective varnish.
Obviously not, because look what you got a whole attitude because I said I will wake up and try to get your heat on. Oh, dude, I wouldn't do you like that. Like what? You're not going without heat.
Flowers have slowly been changing color over time due
There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to. Because I've gotten it to work multiple times now. So if you do what I tell you to do, you won't have that problem. You act like it's such a bother not to drive my car one day, if that's the case. What? When? One time. When? It didn't need to be an argument. You didn't need to catch an attitude over me saying I wake up and get your heat on. It don't work. It's my fault. That's all I said. What's wrong with that? And you just don't want to drive your car. That's why you caught the attitude. What did I say then, Brianna? Tell me what I said then.
the light.
Because you're not about to sit here and lie just so you can get your attitude.
But since it was painted over
Well, then quit getting attitude
years
over
ago,
stupid
the
shit.
color is gradually
Try
fading
that.
to a muddy brown. This is because sulfate-rich dyes used in paints from the 1800s
Ain't no reason why you should have had an attitude.
oxidizes chemicals in the paint to give it that runny
As soon as I said that, you fix your face like, oh fuck, I gotta drive my car. Yeah, but look how you acting, but you don't care, If you don't care, then why are you still having an attitude?
Carpets, woodwork, and paintings that can
I'm not saying nothing to you, I can talk to myself all the fuck I want.
Can you see how
Okay, well,
one
quit
side of his face
listening.
looks way older than the other? Well, by spending more than 28 years of his life behind the wheel, this driver gradually developed a case of unilateral dermatoheliosis. For those of us that don't speak skin, that's a kind of one-sided aging caused by UV rays. As he drove, the sunshine hit one side of his face more than the other through his cab window. This repeated one-sided exposure to ultraviolet radiation damaged the skin on the left side of his face, giving it a more wrinkled and sagging appearance than the right. Now, it's not just our faces that change with time. There's another body part that can get bigger as we age.
Patrol. Protect the objective. Plan ahead. Plan to win.
It's actually to make it slowly get larger for a number of reasons. Inflation or arthritis or just weakening. It's not usually an issue, except when it comes to winning rates like this grandfather now.
Friendly bombing gun inbound.
The intent of the band made perfectly pitched into his skin. Its natural elasticity. His skin will keep that shape as romantically like it. Up next, he's trying to get tetherball. Never played tetherball. This game for players that's attached to a pole like tether. Usually it's attached to
Lay out the patrol zone. Recon here.
case, the hole's been attached to years. Now, many challenges. That much rust in the complete shape metal. But hitting those like and subscribe.
Patrol zone secured. Friendly bombing run on the way. Friendly bombing run on the way. Patrol zone's up for grabs. I like the bombing run. Patrol zone secured. Friendly bombing run on the way. Enemy shells coming in hot. Control zone secured. Control zone secured. We're on top. Don't lose that zone. Need defense at control zone.
While that last handle was worn down by curious minds, this one's clearly been worn out by idiots. The insane amount of scratch marks on this fake door in IKEA shows how many people have somehow been fooled by that horribly pixelated handle over the years. I guess it just goes to show that time really does make idiots of us all. Up next, I've got something with a little mystery behind it. Even though this pole and its supporting beam don't block this pathway, over the years, people have opted to walk around the beam, slowly carving out a second path. But why would they do that? Maybe this wandering trail is fueled by an unlucky superstition about walking underneath that beam, or perhaps large groups of people can't fit underneath it at once, and some walk around it. Or maybe this town has a lot of trailer park girls, because like Eminem famously says, they go around the inside. Yeah, I'm running out of ideas. So what do you think caused this peripheral path? Let me know down in the comments. Any chef worth their salt will tell you that a good knife is the most important tool in the kitchen. But to ensure they stay razor sharp, they require regular grinding, which removes any blunt metal from their leading edge. However, when you look at this old kitchen knife in comparison to its brand new brother, you can see just how much of the blade has been lost to the grind. It's a fairly common sight in commercial kitchens all over the world, but some professionals, like Michelin star chef Morimoto, use their knives so often that the blades and handles are worn down from this to this in just 3 years. What a cutting comparison. Speaking of cutting, have you ever been lucky enough to witness one of these things in action? Though it looks like a torture device, this is actually a trichome drilling bit.
Hardpoint
Steel heads are used to
Hardpoint. Dig in. Hold deep. This is separate the wheat from the chaff.
as they dig down. This allows workers to dig deep into the Earth's crust in the search for resources like oil. When the pressure of these drill bits are put under serious wear and tear. As you can see, its color has been completely stripped, and every last one of its teeth has been worn down to the base. It looks like it's drilled from one
Contact
side
at
of
the
the Earth to the
hardpoint.
other. But actually, just 300
Hardpoint is ours.
very tough crystalline rock called chert, and it wasn't cheap either. These drill bits, which are made of super hard materials, iron steel made with natural diamond, cost
The
around
lead's ours. Hold on to it.
$10,000 each. My God, that's seriously expensive hole they're digging. While many things wear down over time, others build up, like the layers of spray paint on the walls of Toon Russia in the Netherlands. as
Hardpoint is out.
and this flyer revolution still hasn't stopped, as you can see.
Hardpoint under fire.
Plastered full of Berlin. Incredibly, someone took the time to dig a hole in this wall, revealing most of its evidence.
Enemy flight line. Hardpoint. Hardpoint activated.
Instead of replacing them, there's a chance that there are flyers dating back to the
Hostile recon
70s
in the
and
air.
80s in its
Fire to the
That
sky.
means there could be more than 50 years worth of
We control the
this
hardpoint.
Man, how time flies. To make a good first impression at your job. Although this guy seems to have taken that advice
Hostile recon in the air.
literally.
Fire to the
This
sky.
Amazon worker's ID badge over here. The landing card was plastic and gradually transferred the ink from the phone to the sleeve, leaving this incredibly creepy ghost image behind. For all the money they think Amazon can afford to give their employees better quality ID cards. That much, as well as this photo, is clear. But when it comes to workers,
Live bomber in
there's
fire.
too
Hardpoint confirmed.
most of these gig economy drivers are part-time.
Enemy to the hardpoint. Hardpoint activated.
Some drivers hit 35 hours a week. There's one who looks like he put in more hours than that. This poor driver's been sat at the wheel for so long that his elbows are into the center console. That's some seriously specific wear and tear. But I bet if he places his arm within an inch off to the side, he really feels those cracks. Thanks to contactless technology, I can't remember the last time I looked at points and papers over. Although if I kept the white points in my pocket for the next 60 years, there's a good chance they'd end up looking like this. From that silhouette, you can just about tell that this shiny token is actually an old silver token. It belongs to the grandfather of Ray's Tank 11, who claims the old man had kept it in his pocket
Hardpoint
since
confirmed.
1952. Apparently, he started carrying it out of safety after he got out of the
Hardpoint
army,
activated.
and it went on to make a great conversation starter. But by 2013, the well-loved coin had lost most of its detail,
We
making
control
its
the
heads
hardpoint.
indistinguishable from its tails. Although
you
I
doing?
managed to keep hold of something so small for more than 60 years. Those things like my credit card every other week. Now here's a mark of dedication, though. This is a very understanding cat owner who's finally feline, tingling wings on these scratches just one of the lines. Small scratches alone, it's clear this destruction didn't happen overnight, and it turns out it's taken years of committed clawing to reduce the leg down to a thin stump. Makes you wonder how many scratches that cat got in its decade of destructive determination. And it's not just the cat, but some other stuff that's your heart. Safe to come.
Hardpoint activated.
Backyard where his owners go out, but every time he hears their car return, he runs up to the back door and proceeds to
Contact
tap
at
his
the
feet in
hardpoint.
excitement. A bit like this guy. And like that wasn't cute enough, Cobb's so dedicated to his routine that for years it's I'm not crying, you're crying. Some people just can't resist visiting the doctor, even if it's
breaking their backs!
Some pictures look the same. It's just that they were only grown creating this piece of art way back in 1968. It's called Tenma Crescere Tanake, which to all non-Italians out there translates roughly as "It will continue." It is said at this point, Giuseppe made a cast of his own hand in bronze and attached it to the trunk of a young sapling. Over several decades, the tree has continued to grow and thicken, but like the name of the piece suggests, it can't outgrow the grip of Giuseppe's bronze hand. Now, it looks like the hand is stretching the bark back with its fingers. It may have taken over 3 decades to produce, but I think we can all agree that this piece is timeless. Not all trees grow the way humans want them to, like the poor owners of these things discovered.
Introducing Topo Chico Hard Seltzer, crafted with minerals for a crisp taste.
It's like the trees have slowly swallowed each item up. But while they all look like the trees just grabbed a quick snack, this is a process that's taken decades. As they get older, the ever-thickening bulk of a tree's trunk grows in the path of least resistance, which is usually upwards and out. But if they encounter a large object in their way, they can't just sprout legs and move on to another location, or in the case of the sign, shake it off. So in order to grow bigger, they have to gradually grow around, over, and through solid objects, like this tree, which not only enveloped a fence, but grew all the way through it, leaving that chicken wire crisscross pattern scarred into its trunk. Anyone up for a game of tic-tac-toe? Now, I know some of you will argue that there's no such thing as too much Minecraft. The super fun sandbox adventure game is the world's best-selling video game to date. But as popular as it is, some people, like the owners of this iPad, clearly play it way too much. Those rainbow-like stains aren't patches of dirt, but patches of screen pressure distortion. This happens when repeated or sustained pressure on a glass touchscreen compresses the liquid crystal display or LCD screen beneath. The shift of these crystals causes the color they reflect to change, and the more pressure is applied, the more they ripple, just like this. So this kid was either mashing those Minecraft buttons way too hard or for way too long. While it might not be as popular as Minecraft, the number puzzle Sudoku is also a well-loved game, or at least it is with this iPad owner. Those rows of what look like greasy fingerprints will make some clean screen freaks out there feel really uncomfortable. But like that Minecraft iPad, this can't be wiped off. Some smartphone and tablet screens have something called an oleophobic coating, which makes the device feel smoother and keeps fingerprint spots off the screen. But if it's overused in specific places, like along the projected boxes of a Sudoku grid, the coating in these spots can gradually wear out. Who knew the effects of time could turn into a numbers game? Now, the famously nerdy Dungeons & Dragons role-playing game may run on imagination, but even some of its creative components are subject to wear and tear. First published back in 1974, the retro tabletop game relies on players rolling a series of specially made polyhedral dice to decide their fate. When these first came out, they looked super sharp, but after years of rolling, some hardcore Dungeons & Dragons fans have really worn their dice down. These 20-sided dice, or D20s if you're down with D&D, have been used by one man for more than 30 years. You can barely make out the numbers on those faces anymore. And in that state, they look like they'd make better marbles than dice. When it comes to the realms of math and science, engineering has been a famously male-dominated industry for centuries. Even today, just about 14% of the U.S. engineering workforce is made up of women. While that figure sounds shockingly low, it becomes hilariously clear that it's real when you take a look at the male and female bathroom doors at this engineering university. The wear of all those hands on the men's side versus the practically pristine paintwork of the women's shows just how little use the women's room really gets. Looks like this place could use a woman's touch. Now, did you know there are more than 78,000 pizza restaurants in the U.S.? While they're all fighting for a slice of the pizza pie market, there's one restaurant that stands out, literally. The linoleum floor of this pizzeria has been gradually worn down over the years by people waiting at its counter, revealing an old retro tile design beneath. Not only that, but the distinctive deterioration is so iconic that when this image was posted to Reddit, multiple users immediately recognized it as Angelo's Pizza Place in Cambridge, Massachusetts. I guess the pizza must be really good there. Either that or the service is extremely slow. Which of these examples really took you back?
Have you ever been declined for a credit card due to poor credit? Download Self. It's a new way to build credit and...
Google Earth. The platform we've all grown oddly comfortable with over time, despite the fact that anyone, anywhere, anytime can see our homes from space. It shows us intricate details about places we've never been, from whole continents right down to random forgotten paths in Street View. But what if I told you there are a number of secrets Google Earth keeps up its sleeves that most people will never see? From deleting an entire island to covering up top-secret military aircrafts. Hold on to your jaws, because they're about to drop. Lost in Egypt. To most of us, Google Earth and maps are merely tools to help us get where we want to go. But to some, it's a borderline obsession. Just take North Carolina resident Angela Michael, for example, a self-proclaimed satellite researcher with a passion for finding Google Earth anomalies. In 2012, when she shared 2 mysterious objects she'd happened upon, Egyptian history enthusiasts across the internet instantly grew excited. Angela claims to have discovered 2 sets of potential pyramids located 90 miles apart in northern Egypt. One of the locations shows some strange-looking shapes of about 9,000 square feet apiece jutting out of the desert in a vague formation, while the other location shows a 200,000 square feet triangular structure.
Self.